75 degrees and clear on this summer solstice morning as we get a look inside Home Depot Field, home of the Low Point University Hurricanes. We got an exciting matchup for you tonight. It's the High Point Panthers taking on the Low Point Hurricanes. And right now, these teams are both unbeaten at 3-0 apiece as we get ready to close out Week 4 for both of these teams. Both these teams looking for some momentum going into the bye week for Week 5, as it's University versus State University week. So meaning if you're not one of those teams, you have the week off. But here's the kickoff, and Low Point going to return it. Low Point wearing their indigo blue City Connect jerseys with the Charleston, South Carolina on their helmets. So like we said, teams like Michigan and Michigan State are going to be playing next week. Since Low Point University and High Point don't have a High Point State and Low Point State, they're not going to be playing next week. They're going to have a first-round bye, just like anybody else, like Duke, everywhere like that. As we get a look at Marlowe here, he's going to take the snap for Low Point. Fire, that is going to be caught. No, dropped. Incomplete. So the next time these two teams will play will be Week 6, as they won't play in Week 5. Low Point and Chicago, the two newest teams to the TCC. And the league has announced that Low Point and Chicago will start undefeated just to keep the chase for the conference fair for both these teams. Hand it off. There's the rush, 4th and inches. And right off the bat, we're going to see a punt. High Point coming off a big win last week against Michigan Tech. They won 84-77 in overtime, as both teams could not stop scoring. Fair catch signaled, and that will be a 1st down and 10. And we get a look at HPU. As there's a player on the field that should not be on the field. So give me a sec. All right, Jarvis trots onto the field. He led his team to that big win against Michigan Tech. He's looking to lead his team to a win here in Charleston, South Carolina. Classes for the Panthers begin tomorrow. Same with Low Point. Got it off. It is incomplete. That's caught for the 1st down. There's a carry for the halfback, Tyson. There's a carry into enemy territory. Now, it's important to note that the loser of this game won't have much happen to them. They will just remain in 2nd place in the conference. So the winner of this game is going to be in 1st place. And there's a shot that they could be in the top 10 in the AP Top 25, which will drop at the end of this week. Wednesday is when the AP Top 25 will be out, heading into our University versus State University week. And there's a touchdown for the Panthers on their first drive. Tyson with the carry into the end zone, and the Panthers take the lead. Extra point, up and good, makes it 7-0 with 4:33 to go in the first. 11 plays, 61 yards, and 4 minutes and 20 seconds is what it took for the Panthers to score on that drive. And now here is Low Point to return it. Returns it to his own 35, and that's where the offense will take over 1st and 10. Now, it is important to note that for both of these teams, there is a chance for a hurricane in their states, Hurricane Aaron. It is about a little over 900 miles away from Charleston, South Carolina right now, but you got to prepare for the worst, and it's not going to impact our game tonight, but possibility it could impact the season later on. But then again, next week being week 5, we'll be halfway through the season. These two won't play again until week 6, and we're going to be pretty much done with the season anyway, at that regular season anyway at that point. And, most of the playoff games are at neutral sites. Like, you get the first round of the playoff is the higher seed host, so it's played on the college campus. So, for example, if High Point is number 6 and Low Point is number 7, High Point would host the game in the first round. It's only the first round that's played at the campuses. After that, it's neutral sites like AT&T, Ford Field, stuff like that. And he's sacked. 2nd and 20. Marlowe gets sacked again. Back to the 40. All right, well, here's the deal. You got to at least get this back into field goal range. And that they do, so it'll be a 40-yard try. And that's no good. And 1 minute and 3 seconds remain in the opening quarter. And Low Point unable to score anything. Here's Jarvis. Completed pass for a first down. Look at that. Jarvis earned the starting job a couple weeks ago after number 24 had a disastrous game. The Panthers still won the game, but the coach was not impressed by the way the game was played by 24, so he let Jarvis play against Michigan Tech last week, and Jarvis actually earned the starting job, as that's the end of the first quarter. There's your team stats presented by Discover. Let's take a look at the remaining schedule for the Panthers. So the Panthers' remaining schedule, week 5, which is next week, they obviously have a bye week. Then week 6, they return to action at home against North Carolina. Then week 7, they travel back to South Carolina to take on the South Carolina Gamecocks. Then week 8, they return home to play the new Chicago team in the conference. Then week 9, they travel to NC State. And week 10, they're back at home. Week 10, which is rival week in the last week of the regular season, they're back at home against the Liberty University Flames. And look at this. He's going to take it and run for the first down. And that will close out the regular season for them. Now let's take a look at the remaining schedule for Low Point University. Obviously, next week, week 5, they have the bye week, but then they return to action week 6. They travel to Indiana, South Bend, Indiana, to take on Notre Dame. Then they return home to play Miami. How about the Low Point Hurricanes playing the Miami Hurricanes? Week 8, and then they have a 3-week stretch on the road to close out the regular season. They travel to Central Michigan week 8 in Mount Pleasant, as there's another first down for HPU. Week 9, they travel to Ferris State. And then week 10, they close out their regular season on the road against their rival, the South Carolina Gamecocks. Second down. Jarvis is going to use his legs again. Third and 5. He can't get there, but Winfield is down for Low Point University. So there's an injury timeout. The Panthers are going to stay out there and go for this. Can he get it? He did. He got the first down. Hand it off. Tyson again on the ground. Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. Looking, going for Williamson. He made the catch. 1st and goal. How about that? First and goal at the opponent 4. Hand it off. Tyson again up the middle. Gain of 2 on the play. Second and goal for the Panthers. Hand it off. Tyson trying to fight his way in. He got to the 1. Third and goal. Tyson again. Can't get in. There's Jarvis. Williamson. He dropped it. Low Point will take over on downs. Intercepted. It's a pick 6 for the Panthers. Coles with the 5-yard pick 6. And it's 13-0 Panthers. That kick up and good to make it 14-0. hurdles two defenders. It's first down and 10 at their own 23 as Marlowe and his offense goes back to work. They haven't been able to do much, and that's a loss of 4. Marlowe takes the snap, looking downfield, going deep, intercepted again. Hand it off to Tyson. Let him run that up the middle. 2nd and 2. Loss of 3, so it's 3rd and 5. Looking over the middle, Williamson can't make the catch, incomplete. 4th and 5. It's going to be a 40-yard try. And that is no good. As number 77 is hurt for the Panthers. That's going to be a bruised shoulder, so he won't be able to return for this game. As we reach the 2-minute warning, it's 14-zip. Panthers on top over the Hurricanes. And at the half, we'll give you a report on the other games in the Tidal Coast Conference, as this is the final game of week number 4 for the conference. And they'll give you a look into next week's matchups. Week 5 kicks off on Wednesday. That's intercepted again by the Panthers. Oh, tried to get it to Page and unable to complete the pass. 2nd and 10. Here's Jarvis. Fires a short pass to Williamson, who gets the first down. 1st and goal at the opponent's 6. Send it for Williamson. It's intercepted in the end zone. That's the first bad throw by Jarvis this game. Try to get it to Williamson. Trying to shake off the sacks and goes down. Second and 24. Whoa, did the ball come out? It did. And the Panthers will get the ball right back with 54 seconds. To go before the half. Incomplete. Over the... Oh, that's a low pass again. 2 straight complete passes where he underthrew it. Jarvis in trouble wasting the field position. That's a 3 and out for the Panthers. And they miss another field goal. That's That could have been 20-0, but instead, 2 missed field goals off of takeaways, and that's it. And he's going to go down. Marlowe has seen the turf over and over again, more times than he's seen open receivers downfield. Intercepted again. And the thing is his team is trying their best to do their part as Williamson makes the catch. And they're going to call a timeout just in case. It's 3 seconds left. They could go for the 20-yard field goal. They're going to go for the touchdown, though. Got it off in time. It's a touchdown pass. As time expires in the first half, there will be a field goal. And they're going to go for 2 instead. And converted it. And at halftime, it'll be 22 for the Panthers and nothing for Low Point Hurricanes. And before we get into our halftime coverage, we'll show you some stats before we get back to Home Depot Field. There's the player spotlight. Tyson, the junior, 1 rushing touchdown, 68 rush yards, 17 attempts, averages about 4 yards. Okay, well, let's get into our halftime report here. So, looking at the Tidal Coast Conference games for today. Saginaw Valley taking on Grand Valley. Saginaw Valley 2-1, Grand Valley 1-2. Saginaw Valley defeats them 35-10. Saginaw Valley is now at 3-1, drops Grand Valley to 1-3. Michigan Tech bounces back after the loss to High Point last week and wins 20-17 off a field goal as time expires to get to 3-1 and drop Delta College to 1-3. North Michigan gets its first victory of the season after defeating Northwood 38-35, and both those teams sit at 1-3 apiece. And Ferris State had the ball in overtime with a chance to get a touchdown, and instead threw an interception. Chicago, which is the other new team, marched down, Chicago from their own 25-yard, 1-play touchdown pass, extra point knocked on, and they won the game 43-36. And in our game, it's 22 for High Point Carolina, or the High Point Panthers, and nothing for the Low Point Hurricanes. As we get ready to start the second half of play here. Thank you. Welcome back to Home Depot Field, and there's the boot. And let's get the second half underway. So these two, along with Chicago, are the unbeaten teams. It's gonna be a two-way tie for first in the conference, but it doesn't really matter if you're first or second in the conference because the top 2 teams in the conference will play each other in the conference championship game, as that's a nice catch and run. There's also a possibility, Chicago could lose games Chicago has to play low point. Or, no, excuse me. Chicago has to play high point week 8, so, you know, there could be a loss right there, and, you know, that could open the door for low point, that could open the door for Saginaw Valley. A bunch of schools could have the door open for them with one loss for an unbeaten school. It's a jet sweep. This time Williamson has a better rush on the jet sweep. Last time he lost 4 yards on the play. That time he gained some. 3rd and inches, though. Handed off to Tyson. He's been cooking all game, but unfortunately going to get stopped there behind the line. And it's going to be 4th and 4. Looks like the Panthers are going to go for it. Now they're 0 for 2 on 4th down, but since they're deep in enemy territory, you might as well go for it, and they're going to get it. How about that? And actually, I lied. They're 1 for 3 on 4th down. Now 2 for 4. Because they did convert earlier. Hand it off to Tyson, and probably shouldn't do that too much anymore, at least right now, because low point is catching on. It was so cool to hear that college football was going to come to Charleston, South Carolina, with a team that, you know, isn't as big. Like, the state of South Carolina already had the Gamecocks, but, you know, you get a school that almost nobody's heard of, and it's kind of cool to see that. There's a field goal try. Did he get it in? No, he just missed it. But at least that was better than his last attempt. All right, here's Justin Marlowe and his offense. These guys got to try to get it together here. It's been oh, that's a nice catch over the middle. It's been interception after interception, though, for Justin Marlowe. He's just got to find his right rhythm. I mean, you're not out of this game yet. 3 touchdowns and 1 2-point conversion, and you got the game tied up. Nice catch there. And now they find themselves in high points territory for the first time. That's intercepted again. And the struggle continues for Low Point University. These Panthers have got the Hurricanes right where they want them. And the fans can't believe it. That was a promising drive, erased by a great defensive play by the Panthers. Jarvis gets it off. Incomplete. That's caught by Williamson. He's going to get the first down. And so far, this game isn't as high scored as last week's game between the Panthers and Michigan Tech Huskies, but it's still a good game. You got High Point versus Low Point, which Low Point is not a real school. We just decided to have a little fun with the game. So, but yeah, interesting matchup here. That's incomplete. Tried to get it to his tight end that time. Jarvis is lucky to have that one back. That was just not a good read that time by Jarvis, and thankfully he'll live to play another down, and that's pretty much what you gotta follow, right? You gotta live to play another down. Why not attempt a 63-yarder? Not like it's gonna be made, but alright, so now Low Point gets the ball back off another missed field goal by the Panthers. Gonna air this one deep and still taking shots downfield. And you know what? I like that. To me, if you sit there and you start just, I mean, short passes aren't bad, but if you throw interceptions in a game and you start just throwing short passes all the time and you're not completing them, and you're not out there taking risks, that's just a sissy move, man. You gotta risk it. I mean, you're down 22-0, about to go into the fourth quarter, so this is the time where you gotta try to take some risks, and unfortunately, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. He's hit as he throws it, almost intercepted, and they're gonna punt. So here's the punt. Fair catch signal. And now we'll see if the Panthers can get in range of scoring a touchdown again. Panthers don't necessarily need another touchdown if they can hold the Hurricanes to no points. Got it back to the line of scrimmage that time. That was it. 2nd and 10. That is caught. 1st down and 10. That's going to be the final play of the third quarter. Let's talk about Jarvis real quick. Jarvis got to start for the first time in his career last week after the starting quarterback for High Point got benched. He played so well in that game. I mean, you know, when Michigan Tech would go down and score and get the lead or whatever it was, or score and tie the game, he'd always go and score again. Ultimately, it took overtime to decide that one. Jarvis and the Panthers got the ball first. They scored the touchdown, and then the High Point's defense sealed it with the interception. Jarvis played a good game in his first career start last week, and he's just doing the same thing this week. Just, you know, you gotta... Some passes, you know, you just gotta take your time with, and I mean, sometimes you know you ain't got time to sit there in the pocket and look downfield. Sometimes you just gotta throw the ball away or throw it downfield, but like I said, I applaud what Jarvis has been able to do, and I imagine Jarvis is going to be the starting QB moving forward. And look at that, made something out of nothing. That's a 1st down run, that last rush was. Here's another rush, and they're just, at this point, they're just chewing clock, it looks like. Trying to at least get out of here with the win. Jarvis going to pass this time. That's going to be caught, and he just dives. 4 out of bounds. Didn't quite get out of bounds, though, before his knee touched, so that's going to roll the clock, and that's probably good if you're the Panthers. That is caught by Williamson. Can't quite get into the end zone. He hasn't seen it tonight. He saw it 3 times in the victory last week. Tyson saw it once tonight and now twice. Touchdown, Panthers. $28-0. They're going to go for 2 here. Try to make it 30-0. Got it off, and no good. 7:09 to go, 28-0. There's the return for Low Point. And now this is where you're going to start to go for it on 4th down if you're Low Point. You got to. You need 4 touchdowns in 7 minutes. And they're going to take a shot downfield there. And Marlowe was laid on the turf. Marlowe looking, fires over the middle, open receiver. Hasn't been too many of those tonight. Send it to the left side of the field. Oh, that's tipped, almost intercepted. And like I said, I am applauding Marlowe here, taking the shots downfield to try to get something for his team. If you throw a game-losing pick, I mean, obviously this one's probably lost at this point, but if you turn it over trying to go for the win, you would much rather do that than sit there and try to play it safe and turn it over. I mean, you're probably not going for the win here, but... Alright, now here's the deal. If I'm Low Point here, I'm probably going to try to just get the first down. Worry about getting the first down, then try something downfield again. Going for his tight end. He dropped it. So now the Panthers have it. 1st and 10 at the opponent 45. Oh, hit as he threw it. Still completed the pass. What a pass by Jarvis for the Panthers. And it moves the chains. Tyson, he's been great tonight. He's definitely got to be the player of the game tonight. All those rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns from him. Oh, that's intercepted. Low Point has taken it away. That's exactly what they could use. They got a good defensive play there. Nice short pass. Avoids 1 tackle. Quickly brought down. Hit as he threw it incomplete. 3rd down and 3. Marlowe looking, going downfield again. Incomplete. And they got to go for it here on 4th down. Takes the snap, fires. That pass is caught. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for High Point at the opponent 31. As that's a turnover on downs. Jarvis had that nice pass last drive. Unfortunately, threw the interception, ending that drive. That ball got jarred free from Williamson. Brings up 2nd down. Got to get it off. Does. Incomplete, though. Jarvis had no time there in the pocket. That's when you wonder if he should tuck it and run. Short pass there. It's going to be 4th and 1. Fourth and 1. There it is. On 4th and 1, turns into a touchdown for the Panthers. 34-0. People were questioning if the Panthers had what it took to keep up with the Hurricanes. And they have came into Hurricane territory and stomped all over their lawn.
The kicker on for the extra point.
4 plays, 31 yards, 43 seconds. Passing touchdown by Jarvis. Kick is in the air. And again, Low Point is trying to make something out of nothing. Playing for pride at this point. There's an open receiver. Oh, and 16 did not like the fact he was going to catch that. He just, wow, okay. It's like the referee once said, he was just overpowered. There's a nice catch. Gotta try to hurry, though, because you're going to be at under 3 minutes. Incomplete. Got it off in time. Incomplete, though. Great defense there on the coverage. This is where you're going to see them start to try to take more shots downfield. They know they don't have much time left. Intercepted, that's got to do it. I mean, this game was already over, but the Panthers should be able to run this clock out now. We'll see. After that game last week, they might decide they want another touchdown. Jarvis. It's caught. One final play before the 2-minute warning here. And that's going to be first down, and when we get back from the 2-minute warning, it'll be first down and 10 at the opponent 39 for the Panthers. Fortunately for the Hurricanes, there's not too much to be happy about tonight. They'll have to... This is my advice for the Hurricanes. Remember this game. Never forget this game. There is a chance you could see this team, as he almost completed the pass. There's a chance you could see this team in the playoff or the national championship or the Title Coast Conference Championship. That's a first down for the Panthers. So, again, never forget this game. That is my advice for the Panthers. Or not the Panthers, the Hurricanes. I mean, if you're the Panthers, probably never forget this game too, right? I mean, you just destroyed your opponent, but still, if you're Low Point, never forget this game. Incomplete, 3rd and 10. I'm surprised Jarvis is still even in the game. Oh, overthrew Foreman. And we'll see what they want to do. They're going to go for it. Did he did catch that. What a catch.
He's tackled at the 9-yard line.
First and goal at the opponent 9.
For the offense.
And Low Point decides to use one of their timeouts.
Timeout by the defense.
Jarvis going end zone. It is dropped. Foreman couldn't make the catch. Third and goal. Jarvis going for Foreman again. This time he makes the catch and turns it into a touchdown.
Number 15.
Javon Foreman, the catch and touchdown. The extra point is good with 47 seconds to go. 11 plays, 66 yards on that drive.
Returner is tackled down at the 26, and the offense will take over. First and 10.
So here's Malheur. So for Low Point University, they're going to fall to second in the Title Coast Conference. Or not second. They're going to fall to third in the Title Coast Conference, as Chicago is second right now with High Point on top. If the regular season ended today, it would be High Point versus Chicago in the Title Coast Conference Championship.
Game of faith. Brings up.
And that's the game. 42-0, the final, and the High Point Panthers, as there's Williamson, he's the player of the game, 15 catches, 155 yards, 2 touchdowns. But for the Panthers, they get the big win here. Jarvis looked great again. For Low Point, they're going to be looking to bounce back from a loss 2 weeks from now because they got the bye week next week. Same with High Point. Both these teams got the bye week next week. Then week 6, they return to action. But how about that? 42-0. And High Point keeps the high-scored games going. Well, since we didn't do it at halftime, let's go over the Week 5 schedule. So remember, this is a University versus State University week, meaning like Michigan versus Michigan State. So let's go over the full schedule. So Wednesday, kicking off at 8 p.m. over on our Twitch channel. We got Ohio taking on Ohio State. Then at 11 p.m. right here on FoxTube TV on Wednesday night, we got Michigan taking on Michigan State. Then Thursday, you got Georgia taking on Georgia State over on Twitch. Friday morning, we got North Carolina versus NC State. Then that's at 12:30 a.m. Then at 11 a.m. we got Florida versus Florida State. That's over on Twitch. The first game here on FoxTube on Friday is at noon. It's Arizona versus Arizona State. Then we got Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma at 1 p.m. over on Twitch. Then 2 p.m. This is still Friday, by the way. 2 p.m. we got Kansas State and Kansas right here on FoxTube TV. Then back over on Twitch at 3 p.m. is Iowa versus Iowa State. 4 p.m. here on FoxTube TV, we got Colorado versus Colorado State. back over on Twitch, we got Oregon versus Oregon State at 5. And then at 6 p.m. here on FoxTube TV for the Friday, last game of Friday, we got Missouri versus Missouri State at 6 p.m. Then we go into Saturday, and we got New Mexico State versus New Mexico at 12 a.m. over on Twitch. Then at 11 a.m. over on Twitch, we got Utah versus Utah State. Here on FoxTube TV at noon on Saturday, we got Washington versus Washington State. Over on Twitch, we got Arkansas versus Arkansas State at 1 p.m. 2 p.m. here on FoxTube TV on Saturday, we got Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. Then over on Twitch, we got Texas versus Texas State at 3 p.m. And then at 4 p.m., closing out Week 5 on Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on FoxTube TV, it is Louisiana versus LSU. So that is the full schedule next week. If there wasn't a team listed, it is because they have a bye week. It's only university versus state university. That's something we do halfway through the regular season. And then, of course, Week 10 is a rival week, like it always is. So, for an example, Michigan would play Ohio State. And sometimes, if the team doesn't have a known rival, we'll just make one for them as long as that team doesn't have a rival. But with all that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, for our entire crew, we would like to say thank you for watching this special presentation of college football. 42-0, the Panthers get it done.